Good morning, guys. Theo here, Uncommon Sense. Really is early in the morning now, 3:30, and I've been up for almost 4 hours because it's the only time I can meet with my own coach. Midnight on Saturdays and Sundays, and I'm going to tie this in later on into a topic that's been requested many times, and someone phrased it like this: can you do a video about how to train your mind like a muscle? And that's a great idea because you definitely can train your mind like a muscle. So guys, I'm not the fitness and health coach. The fitness and health stuff is just a very, very important tool in the overall work we do on ourselves as human beings, mentally, physically, and spiritually. So when we're talking about the mind, thoughts, you got to understand that you are not your thoughts. You don't create your thoughts. You're just the awareness that observe these thoughts. But the more you can raise your awareness, the more you can influence and control your thoughts. And when the thoughts get a better view, you'll be able to, pick up on that faster and get back on track faster. So how do we practice this? Well, it's just awareness too, just knowing this. Thinking about thinking. I start thinking about a meme. It's like a pic of ancient Greek philosophers. Yeah, shout out to my new country of residence. But it's like a picture that they're standing in togas and like me and the boys thinking about thinking. But that's really a lot of what it is. I've talked about it before. The silent prayer I picked up from Jesse Lee Peterson back in the day. I've shaped it into kind of my own thing where I see it as I both practice this, observing my thoughts, and kind of ask the universe for guidance and pray for people around me in that. But it is like training a muscle. We can't ever get fully on top of it, but you gotta understand thoughts are not true. And that means that they are just an interpretation of reality based on past experiences, trauma, conditioning, really. So they are stories that appear that seem to make sense according to your previous experiences, right? So when you have thoughts that don't serve you, you have to be able to see that, understand, even, at first you might not know where they're coming from. Why am I thinking like this? But then you can get some distance to them. And then you might be able to figure out, like, okay, yeah, this comes from this. And gradually you can reshape them. Like I say, you don't create your thoughts, but you can influence them and shape them, right? So I take an example now. Now I have to go up at midnight. I get my coach, someone I look up to a lot. But I realize, shit, I've committed to this. I'm going to have to go up at midnight twice per week. Me who preaches the importance of sleep. And, not only that I preach it, it is important with sleep. But quickly, I know because I want to do this. And so I'm like, how can I, make this serve me instead? Because the thoughts are running wild. Oh, shit, I'm going to have, this is going to be tough. Should I go to sleep before it's not good. No matter I do it, I've got to start my weeks at a deficit. Oh, I'll be tired from my work. A client, but all of those are just lies. Again, meaning just it's an interpretation of how things are. The truth is just the fact of the matter. You have to differ from your narrative, your thoughts, the story you're telling about what's going on and what's going on. The only thing that's going on is I have to go up at midnight, So I reshape this into, well, what a great opportunity to prove to myself that I don't need the way to be perfectly paved for me all the time in order to stay on top of my own process and my work for others, the people around me and my clients, right? So that's how I view it now. I'm going to be, if we're just talking also about how I'll be tackling it, I'll stock up on sleep in the week as I do. I'll do my best. I go to bed even earlier on the Saturdays and Sundays. Then I'll go up for my call. And if I naturally get tired afterwards, I get I get energy from my coach. So, now you can tell, I have a bit of low energy seemingly, but the spirit is high. It's just the vessel that's a little tired. So I'll just go back to sleep for a few hours if it happens naturally, or else I'm just gonna have to start the day out in a sleep deficit. It just means that I'm a little bit more tired. That's all it is. And you see, that's why you can tell, you can hear, I think, that I'm like, yeah, the vessel is tired, but I'm very present. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling great. It's just like, okay, it's like you know, yeah, I'm gonna have to take the car in for maintenance at a point. It's still running great. It's just that, yeah, in order for it to be able to run a bit more smooth, I have to take it in on maintenance and repair it. That's what we do when we sleep, you know. So I'm gonna have to sleep later on, right? But so for a little bit, I felt like, this is going to be difficult. And now I see it even as a positive thing. Wow, this makes it even more meaningful what I do. I go up for a purpose. I sacrifice some sleep. I sacrifice something important, but for something even bigger in the end. And it's an investment, and I'm not going to have to do this forever, right? So all of a sudden, I've influenced my thoughts into be positive about it, right? And this is something I trained my mind to be able to do faster and faster. Another thing I started doing at home is, Mondays. I love Mondays. And do you know why I love Mondays? Because most people hate them. And it's not to like one up people and be like, see, you hate them, I love them. It's just because I see that, okay, lots of people are going around associating Mondays with something negative. So if you hear people, Monday again, you might feel that way too. And it's going to shape your reality. Your thoughts create your reality. Now you're going to be, if not have a bad day, it's just going to at least be worse than it could be. So I love Mondays because I've decided that. That's the other thing, not only observing your thoughts and figuring them out and kind of reshaping them, but actually actively going in on, like, no, this is what I think. You just decide that you think things. So Mondays, what has happened at home is, on Mondays at home, I have my workout splits. I do the upper workout, and then I used to go pick up food from the food store near the gym afterwards. And I got to know the people because I always come in there, try to spread good energy. I coach everyone around me. My goal with every person I interact with in a day is that they should feel that their day is better because they met me. And so my favorite cashier that I got to know there, nice lady, I always came in on Mondays. She was sitting there. I'm like, hey, how are you? She's like, I'm good. How are you? And I always responded like, great. It is Monday after all, I love Mondays because I've made myself love Monday. I've decided that. I'm thinking, yeah, finally, Monday again. And now that I'm going to have to start out my Mondays in a sleep deficit, I love my Mondays even more. Because, wow, this challenge I just told you about, wow, not only is it the day that I liked before, now I have this new challenge, this opportunity to do something meaningful, in the way I talked about before, right? And this is what I coach, guys. It took me a long time to get here. It's not something, I know some that hear me when I talk about this is going to think I'm crazy, because someone that is blind to the fact that you are not your thoughts, you're going to be a slave to your thoughts. You're just going to let them be there. You don't understand that it's actually, you have the power to change this. It's like, I can do it faster now. It's more rare that a thought, tricks me, that I believe into it, and I catch myself faster. But this is a gradual. I've been talking about the silent prayer kind of thing for years on this channel. So it's something that takes time. And this is what I bring to my clients, There are so many times when people have their stories about why it's not possible, or why their situation is particularly difficult, or this idea that I suggested, no, I can't do this because of this. I've seen this so much and I've done it so much, so I just like, no, those are all lies. I enter their mind, they're like, I change it. And that's what I bring to my clients. So, guys, it's not just fitness and health, it's everything. I coach everything. I help you just improve on every level, and it will manifest in the end in just you becoming the person you want to be and living the life you want. Look at me, guys. I've gone through this process. I'm ending up, it's just falling into place. Do you know what the cool thing is, too? That the more you just align yourself like this, the story writes itself. Me going to Greece here, I didn't think of it first, but it was the first country I ever visited when I was 5 years old. And actually yesterday I had this flashback of, I remember us sitting at a restaurant and I'm seeing the sunset. I remember I thought, well, I've never seen something like this, the way the sun looks here, right? And I was reminded when I saw it here again. And my name, Theodoros. It's a Greek name. It's a gift from God. Well, I'll try to live up to, to that for Greek people. And yeah, there are other things, but the story just writes itself when you align with it. You know, the story that I'm just miserable and my life sucks and that's not the truth. And again, we will never, because we are not God. Our thoughts are imperfect. We are not God. We'll never reach, the whole way there, because we can't become God. It's becoming closer to it, and you're just gonna see your life magically change. The story is just gonna write itself in the end, and that's what I help you do. So hit me up for the coaching. Like, stop pretending that you don't need. If what I say resonates with you and you've been struggling to achieve and get what you want out of life, I can help you do it. I just can, and you know it. So hit me up. I have a new email. A link is in the description, or hit me up on Instagram, preferably, actually. But you can email. Instagram, I don't mind. Please like and comment, guys. All comments and likes help support the channel. It's very much appreciated. Please subscribe for more content about fitness, fasting, losing weight, building muscle, self-improvement, mindset, stoicism, mental health, philosophy, all the kind of cool shit, guys. I will see you later. Peace.